listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, King Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition After Show.
Yes, release for inhibition.
Hello, everybody! Finger wave in the house.
Put them
Put them up, kids.
I think I'm geriatric. Mine moved too slow.
Well, you know you're injured.
All right, kids. Bing is for doing. Today we are double finger waving it up, doing our very, very, very last recap for this season of Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition. Yeah. I know.
Damn
I know.
it.
But you know what? We are making it absolutely special and great for you. I'm Giselle Ugarte, always live tweeting at Giselle Ugarte. Happy to see you, my co-host.
Hey,
Turning
guys.
to my left.
Hi, Giselle. Hi, everybody. Jason Carter here in the hot seat. How you doing?
And of course, we can't finish your introduction without saying that it's not, you have to do the experience.
Oh, it's Abby's Ultimate Dance Experience. Experience. There's a reverb. It could come back.
Yeah.
It just depends.
Yeah.
I like it.
Across the table over here.
What's going on? I'm Cris Cangero.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tony Moore.
And on the hot seat today, we have a repeat guest, someone who you all know and love, Mr. Richy Jackson, a.k.a. Richy Squirrel, is in the house.
Yes, put your fingers up, kids.
Put your fingers
Finger wave them out.
So happy to have you back. We had so much fun with you. We're glad that you wanted to come join us for this
Of course.
very special day. Want to let you all know that Richy has a brand new website that is up and looking fabulous, richysquirrel.com.
Yes.
You can also find him on Facebook at Richard Jackson Official. And you have a little Facebook giveaway going on right now. Want to tell us about it?
Well, what I want is, for the kids, Team Squirrel, everyone who supports the Finger Wave King.
Everyone.
Hello.
If you don't, you better.
To basically, post up a picture that just says Team Squirrel, and, whomever has the most creative way of posting it up
Gets a free squirrel.
will get a free squirrel. A free special present from me, and then maybe, possibly one of my denim coats.
Oh, wow. I will enter for that.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Can I get a squirrel and a coat? I mean,
Enter a picture. Richard Jackson Official on Facebook.
I want one.
So what if we submitted like a group shot? Then would that be like
Four
four,
squirrels?
or would we all get like one to share?
It would be one to share. You can cut it up. You can turn it into like bandanas or gloves. Whatever you guys
That
can
is
come up
animal
with.
cruelty.
What do you mean?
No, his jacket.
Yeah.
Not a squirrel. I would never hurt a
I
squirrel.
was like, I had a chinchilla and it died.
I have literally had times when I've been driving and I see the squirrel cross by. I would
I was
just be like,
why would we cut up the squirrel?
let me let you go.
Like see a little duck crossing, scratch it out, put a little fuzzy little squirrel.
Right, I would never cross. Oh my
Ranger
God.
Joe.
We could treat it like the Stanley Cup and like pass it around. That everyone gets a jacket for a month.
I'm going to let y'all know when it gets to me, you ain't going to get it back. Just to let you know.
All right.
You're going to laugh.
Well, listen up. If you are sitting there at home and want to have as much fun as we are, by all means, you are welcome to join the conversation. You can either online chat, tweet any of us, we all have our phones standing by, or you can also try to call in 424-256-1729. I'm already being told that the call volume is heavy, so we'll see who
Get the man,
gets
get the
a
man.
lucky chance. Who knows? It's always like playing roulette. You never know what you're going to get. Also want to let you know that I've gotten a lot of feedback, not just from fans of the show, but also from the moms. The moms and the girls watch every single week.
I love it.
Yes, as they should. Most recently from Corrine and also Erin, Elizabeth's mom.
Okay.
And, here's the thing. Yeah, we we kind of give some of these girls some slack and everything. At the end of the day, they are so incredibly talented.
Yes.
And we're just being the voice of the audience. We're being the voice of the judges. We all have dance backgrounds. We know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you know, yeah, okay, we don't know who these girls are behind closed doors, what their personal life is like, but we see what the camera sees, and that's what AfterBuzz TV is all about. So if you have the same opinion, if you have differing opinions, give us a comment on YouTube, in the chat, on iTunes. We love you for it, and we appreciate you guys for making this show what it is. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, snap. Okay, so starting off with the challenge this week, it was only 3 girls. They didn't even really have a winner, or like they didn't have a prize for this one.
No.
Because all of them got solos. But Abby came in, she showed off her choreography as Abby shows off choreography.
Her different style.
Her different style.
I love it, yeah.
You know, I gotta hand it to Abby, because anyone that in their right mind would feel kind of dumb, you know, not demoing the actual choreography the way it should be. But Abby's like, you know, I don't even care. Look, you're gonna jump, sit down, stand up, jump again, boom, do it. You know what I mean? And it works.
Right.
It works.
That is the name of the game.
That's part of her test. You know, even when on Dance Moms, we saw her when she would audition a new student, she wouldn't have someone show them the choreography. She would say, okay, do double coupe, rond de jambe, like forte turn, da-da-da.
Yes.
So
The vocabulary.
style.
She's all, I choreographed the Oscars that way, you know?
Well, it's even funny because people always say, oh my God, well, how does she dance? Or how do they know what to do? And I'm just like, it's pretty much like a vocabulary book, a list of
Yeah.
moves. And you can
yeah.
just sit there right here with a bag of popcorn and, you know, your favorite soda and go in. And that's
just
how it's
change
done.
the order up and switch it up.
And the kids will know exactly what to do.
Because they're trained, they're versed in the vocabulary as well as the technique.
Technicality.
Yes.
Vocabulary. Did you guys feel that this trio in particular made certain people stand out, or perhaps certain little people that I shall not name stand
I'm gonna go
back?
ahead and start it off.
Go.
This really showed Asia's age. Like her being with Briana and Madison, it really showed how inexperienced, I want to say, of a dancer
Under-evolved.
she is. Yeah, like she's a fantastic dancer, performer.
Oh, there's no argument about that.
Especially at her age. But standing next to Briana and Madison, you could tell, like, ooh, how we put her in the final 3.
Right.
She's fierce.
Right.
But
Yeah.
but you can really tell, like, oh, okay, yeah, you've been sliding through this whole competition, so congratulations.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna take away from her. I'm not gonna take away from him that
Yeah,
she
I don't
is
think
fierce.
she's been sliding
Go
through.
ahead.
She
Go ahead.
is.
You tried
Okay.
it. You tried it.
But standing next to those other 2, like, you can tell, like, she was not where the other 2 are.
Right, but what happened is this. Okay, first of all, she didn't slide.
Thank you,
because
no slide.
Pretty much every episode, when it was time for her to show up. Now,
She
I
showed
will
up.
say on the group challenges or even the group performances, she wasn't amazing.
Right.
But when it was time for Asia to compete, whether it was a group number, duo, or individual, she showed up. She
she slayed
performed.
it.
She gave us everything we needed. And every time I was just like, you can't take it away from her.
You're right.
You
Right.
can't. Whereas the other girls, which is interesting because the fact that it was these 3 in particular, Asia, Madison, and Briana, they all had something that someone else didn't have.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like it had to come down to that because even if Amanda had stayed, I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't
Yeah,
know
no
if
with
Amanda would have
Amanda.
even.
Amanda, again, would have been like Asia, where it's like, oh, okay, you made it to the top 3, but you're not going to be the winner. Today's not going to be
Yeah,
the
she
winner.
Right.
definitely wouldn't have been the winner. But with Asia, because her performance game, the performance of her,
Yes.
her performance package was so off the chain.
Yes.
If those 2 had a bad night,
Well, and also I think the thing is too is that when you give them choreography, I think Asia even does feel a little insecure sometimes when she has other people around. When she's by herself, if she forgets something, she can improvise it or do her thing, and no one else will know.
Yeah.
But when she's with the other girls, you can tell that she's kind of going, wait, am I on the right count? Am I and she loses
Yes.
that part of her that we
Right.
all love her for.
Yeah.
Right,
Noticeable.
because
It's
she's
very
not.
noticeable.
It's now she's part of she has to dance as a group dancer, not as a soloist. Because she's a solo performer. She's a Beyonce. She's not a Destiny's Child. You know,
Right.
so
Right.
it just makes
100%.
sense. But I do think in Asia's defense, so watching her with the other 2 girls, I don't think she was that far behind as far as technique goes, and really, showing
did.
her age. Or I thought she did quite well.
she just felt the energy did feel below them.
Yeah, it did.
She wasn't far behind. She wasn't messing up. She wasn't. I mean, I know she was a count late here and there, but it wasn't horrible. It just once it was all exposed and you just saw those three under the microscope, it was like she really is 7.
She's got to do
Whereas
something.
before her 7 was like she's 7.
Yeah.
Right.
Then it
That's
was,
an interesting point.
Yeah.
now it was like she's 7.
Yeah.
Well, one advantage that she did have is that, yes, they did have a lyrical trio, which is a hot mess, and we'll talk about that later.
Whoa.
But
Whoa.
Abby, we'll talk about that later. Abby surprised the girls with, we called it earlier, that all of the old dancers that had been eliminated came back. And so for the opening number, Asia was able to hide and also shine, because she did have her little back handspring moment.
Yes.
What was that move over there?
She stabbed, crackled, and popped.
I how she brings it around.
Yeah.
She's like, hold on, it's coming. It's coming. Why?
I don't understand how you guys are so surprised that they brought all the dancers back. They do that.
I
with
wasn't. We
every-
called it. We called it. It was one of our
I
predictions.
predicted that last
Yeah, we
week.
predicted it a couple weeks ago.
I could have did it without it.
But I want to know. We've been talking a little bit about, who we would want to come back, who we'd want to win. Richie, at this point in time, watching the opening number, without counting the final 3, who would you have picked out of the ones that were eliminated to win?
Elizabeth.
Jordan,
Boom.
hands down.
Boom.
And that was probably the most upsetting for me. Like when Abby was like, it's World War III back here, I was devastated.
What did
like,
you think of that stretch off?
Okay, well, first of all, it was neck and neck for all of us. Like, everyone was like, it was either Asia or it was Jordan could go home at that moment. And for me at that point, which is funny because now I can say it, everyone thought for the longest, and I don't know if it's a race thing, I'll keep it real, that I was the one keeping her there. when it was really Robin.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Robin was
I would've kept her
way
there.
more like, when that moment happened, the flex challenge, and I love Asia to death.
Right.
But in that moment, I was like, Jordan is supposed to be the hip-hop girl. She's
Right.
always been deemed the hip-hop girl. But she was the only one outside of Briana who, no matter what genre of dance you threw her, she dove all the way
All the
in,
way
in.
and she never gave you no excuse. Meanwhile, everyone was other dancers so techniqued out, you threw them anything else, oh, he doesn't do hip-hop.
Yeah.
Lexine doesn't do hip-hop. They don't do hip-hop. She's a contemporary. Those two, though, Jordan and Briana,
Boom.
Well, that's a great segue. Let's
Every
talk about
time.
this little excuse thing, because we had a little bit of mama drama.
yes.
We took a break for the mama drama for a little bit
I was actually surprised with that mama drama.
with this episode.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about it. So the first
Let's
thing was
go.
we had
When
Lexine's mom
Maria stood
speak
up.
up. Yeah, and she said, well, I don't understand. Okay, I can't do the accent. I'm not even gonna try.
You tried. You tried.
I know. I don't
And she's like,
understand why
hip hop.
why Lexine got sent home. And I mean, Ava's still here. I mean,
Hey, she's gonna have some great teeth soon. Okay, don't hit on the braces. And then we also had Zach's mom, who was talking about comparing the 6, 7-year-old to the
Yeah.
13-year-old, and let's face it, Zach is, love him.
Amazing.
We do
Was
love
this
that.
was this jealousy? Was this crossing the line? Was this like what?
it
I
could have
feel-
What was this mama drama happening?
I feel like it was their moment to finally say something. Like they've been holding it in like this whole time. Like they
Yeah,
haven't had a
since they
chance to
left.
really like say anything to Abby. And it's one of those things like when someone's in a fight and you're like, okay, if he says one more thing, I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna hit him. And I bet they were sitting in their hotel room or wherever they were thinking like, okay, the next time I see Abby, I'm gonna tell her that this ain't fair. And that was their moment.
Yeah.
right
Right.
there was to tell her
time
like,
and place
this is
for
how I
everything.
feel. So I think that's what it was. That was their moment. And
But-
they took it.
but
Were you
Abby,
surprised?
A little bit, because I was like, okay, let's get to rehearsal. And everyone was like, excuse me, I have something to say. I was like, wait a minute, you shouldn't have nothing to say. Your
Well,
side
and
is not
At all.
Lexine's mom of all moms.
And like Maxine was all off in that group number at the end, so I was just surprised it was her that stood up and said
Abby handled
something.
herself accordingly. Abby
love
shut him down.
Abby.
She was
Abby
like,
shut them down.
Shut him down. She's like, deal.
And held us down, held B and Robin down too. She was like, well, those two aren't looking for what I'm looking for, but that's what it is, because
Yeah.
we're not.
Right.
And the reality is, first of all, I didn't think that it was right that they spoke up at all. I just thought it was really awkward. I was like, well, this is, not that moment. But I agree with you. They were probably like ready to vent and let it out.
Sure.
It was wrong though. But I feel like I feel like everyone was trying to find an excuse why Asia was there. And, I've even tweeted it. It's the face. Dance is more than just face. And I'm like, yeah, it is. But it's not face. It's emotion that
It's
I want to be
performance.
delivered.
It's
Like,
definitely performance.
that was my whole thing to Madison was I need emotion, not just like you to be smiling or giving
Right.
me like just because. If that's what you really feel, let her out.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you think the fact that Abby did point out the Asia thing, was that, opening up the elephant in the room, or was that a little inappropriate as well, calling her out by name?
I guess what I'm saying, you know what it is? This is what it is. These dance moms, and Abby included, because even Abby, I think, her mind is probably more open to things now. I feel like in that world, it's strictly about the dance and from here down.
Right.
Period. They didn't even care about this or the performance. Because I've even been tweeted, well, dancers should be dancers and performers should be performers.
What is that?
That makes no sense.
No sense at all.
What is that?
Right.
So what I'm saying is that I feel
that's
like,
what wins your
I feel like for everyone's eyes have been opened. Even people at home watching, eyes have been a little open now because it's not about just this.
Right.
If you're gonna- and Asia helped to crack that open.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't watch it, I don't want to watch a performance that has no kind of power, no kind of commitment, or any kind of anyone. I've been to many a boring Alvin Ailey performance where the dancers are just going through the moments and there's no, you know what I'm saying?
Tell it, because I hate to cut you off.
okay.
That was my main frustration. Which I forget which episode was, but the fairy tale episode.
Yeah.
Where I saw the two at the end. Who was it? Madison
and Amanda.
Amanda do the ballet piece, right? And I'm watching and I'm just like, you know what? That's why no one else who's not from the ballet shows up.
Yeah.
They don't go because when you're supposed to be the belle of the ball, it's got to be more than you just putting on the big white dress.
Right.
Right.
You need to be like Josephine Baker.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to come to a ballet and be like, you've got to go to this ballet because this lead performer is killing it.
Right.
Well, Richie, I gotta cut you off really quick because we have a caller. Hello, you're calling into AfterBuzz TV. Who am I speaking to? Hello.
Hello?
Hi. You're calling in AfterBuzz TV. Who's calling?
Oh, my name is Eric.
Are you calling in for Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition?
Well, I just saw Richie's tweet because I'm a huge fan of his.
In for you. Finger waves. How are you?
Very good. How about you?
Fantastic.
Where are you calling from?
I'm from Southern California.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love that. Well,
I'm
what's up?
from a small city. You probably never heard of it. It's out in the middle of nowhere. So I won't even mention it. But I'm actually pretty behind. I need to start watching. Where could I watch it online at? Because
You can watch it on mylifetime.com, and of course you can catch our awesome recaps on AfterBuzzTV.com.
Yes.
Do you have a question for Richie tonight?
Yes, it's not necessarily pertinent to the show. Is that all right?
Go for it.
As I told you, I haven't been caught up.
No worries.
Okay.
Go for it.
Get your life.
Okay, I wanted to ask, what would your advice be to someone who is, just starting off and getting to learn how to dance, not necessarily professionally and all the technicalities that you guys know, but just someone that's trying to start off?
What I would do if I were you, how old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 19 now. I've actually sent you a few of my videos. I don't know if you've actually watched them, but
You got to tweet me another one so I can see who you are and see how you feel about movement.
Tweet it now.
Tweet it now. I have my phone.
He's like, it's a Twitter audition. It's a Twitdition.
I know you retweeted it. I did Judas at a few different clubs, and I took one in a gym and I sent it to you. And,
Okay.
you retweeted it, so I'll do it again.
Okay, so this is my best advice to you. Two things. Number one, please stay in the clubs. Go to a club, listen to music, feel music. Because some of the most incredible dancers know how to move to all kinds of music, but they don't move the same way to every kind of song. Rock is different from jazz, is different from hip hop. So you should not be moving the same way through all those genres of music. Number one.
Right.
Number two, don't take too many classes if you take class. If you're going to take class in something in a field that you're not familiar with. Like, ballet is not my strong point. I'm not amazing in ballet, so that's where I need to be at. I would not need to go to a hip-hop class at all. If you're a dancer and that's what you do it. Those classes can break you of your style, and you never want to lose yourself trying to become a professional dancer because drones and clones do not have longevity.
Preach.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for calling. You have a good night.
Thank
And
you.
don't forget,
Thank you for calling.
don't forget to tweet Richy.
Don't forget, retweet it to me one more time so I can see you again.
I'll do that right now.
Yeah.
Word.
Bye, honey. Have a good night.
Booking jobs at AfterBuzz.
Yeah.
We make episodes like that. Call in.
Yeah.
For tweet, what'd you call it? Tweet dishes?
Tweetitions. If you want a tweetition with Richie, please call.
Right.
Twitter party.
I love that.
I'd receive a free squirrel.
Let's. Okay. So moving on to more mama drama. There was the toast, where all the moms came in, wanted to do a toast, and Chrissy didn't want to toast to the haters, and Kelly was all anti-Yvette. Yvette was keeping her smile on, which I know some of you hate.
I can't stand the smile. I think it's so
I personally think
obnoxious.
she's being civil and classy.
I think she was being civil too.
I love
being
Yvette. I thought it was civil.
Yeah, I think she was just happy to that their kids finally, after it's all said and done, they're probably over crying and being
I thought
upset.
the toast was civil, yeah. And
Yeah.
that she cheers to everyone and she congratulated Asia and Christy.
It was killing with kindness style.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
But Christy was not having it.
No.
She was like,
Oh, no,
not
man.
having it.
There is-
And I kind of give her props for that. As much as I would say normally I probably would have been civil and sat there and done the toast.
Okay.
Like,
You
she
get
had-
props for her walking out?
Yeah, because it's just
Oh.
like, she kind of like grabbed her balls. Can I say that on there?
Word.
She says penis, so you could say balls.
Yeah, she grabbed her
Penis.
balls and she was like, no, I'm not going to take this from someone who's
Penis.
phony and is a hater.
Penis.
So props to Christy.
I thought that was a little high school, and here's Kelly saying, that the other girls were being high school by being fake, but I thought it was a little high school that they left.
There's probably, again, we only see a certain amount of footage and a certain amount of things that are televised on television. So I'm sure there's more drama that's happened that probably, and again,
Didn't make it.
right. And we all have that person who we can't stand, and we've given them chance after chance after chance, and they keep effing up, and you're done. You're just like, no, I can't even fathom looking at you. So I'm
Right.
sure that Christy probably would have went ape-ish on her if she would have stayed there for the toast. So it's probably in everyone's best interest that she left. Now the other mom, Shauna, what was her name?
Kelly?
I know.
I didn't know she was so anti-Yvette.
I didn't
until
realize that
tonight.
I didn't either.
But poor,
never
poor
realized
Yvette.
that.
I think Chrissy may be mad because the ponytail's pulling the hair too hard, and she's just like,
The whites of her eyes this episode, I have never seen her eye. Like, you could see like the whole top of her, like.
Yo.
Y'all noticed some crazy stuff.
It was
I saw it
scary.
this time too, though.
I had nightmares
I
this
didn't even
time.
know
Word,
that.
Christy,
I
if you're
didn't
out there,
notice
you
that.
had those J-Lo high beams. That's what I call
She
them.
had spackle holding that mode back. Spackle, concrete.
She was not playing this moment.
But
That was
it's
like Kill Bill ponytail.
It's so weird because I feel like the whole time they were like kind of arguing and going back and forth for a second. Like I felt like there's some underlying like
Exactly.
aggression.
Still.
Like again, they needed their moment.
Right.
Again, like all of a sudden all the moms are back and now it's like, okay, because I didn't finish our argument last time from a few weeks ago, because you got voted off.
And another
now I
thing,
gotta-
one more thing.
I got one more thing to tell you.
Yeah.
And one more thing.
By the way, you are hot. You know what I'm saying?
Quick question for you guys. So Christy made this comment to Yvette that she wouldn't last a day in LA.
I laughed.
Who do you think, really quick, would last longer in LA? Christy or Yvette?
Yvette easily. Yvette, because let me tell
In
you
the
why.
business.
Let me tell you why in the business. Because this is what I've learned, and I may be wrong, but I'm entitled to my own opinion, so feel me on this, y'all. Feel me? Ready? Feel me? Because LA is full of people who like to, or fake and phonies. They like to be schmooze. You can't be, they have egos that are very fragile, and they don't like aggressive people. So Yvette comes across very, hi Giselle, like she's easier to get into, whereas Chrissy, first and foremost, looks intimidating. Two, she's abrasive, and people in Los Angeles don't like that kind of realness. They want you to ease their way into things and hold them together, schmoozing. Just like when you go to a party, you want to meet people or agents, you're not going to be a real bitch and be like, look, I'm the ish. You need to
kill
get
him with
into me.
kindness.
Yeah.
Right.
Chris?
I don't know. My vote's for Christy. I think it's better to be real.
Tony?
I'm from New York originally, so we'll keep it real.
Right.
Keep it real.
You can keep it real all day long, but when you on LA casting trying to get that booking and you realizing that somebody else got it before you, then you'll
Well,
realize.
that's all online.
Chris.
That's just by pictures. So that has nothing to do with your personality.
No. Some of those people. What I'm saying is that Yvette has that.
You sound like
hustle.
you're speaking from experience over there.
Yeah, I'm dead.
You're like twitching.
Chris, I feel you. I feel you.
But the thing is, Yvette has that hustle, that underlying hustle where you're like, you know, she's very nice, but she has a certain thing about her to where like she's gonna end up getting what she wants.
Yeah.
Iron Fist and the Velvet Glove.
If she wants
And
her
she'll
child,
sneak right in there.
She's a snake, full of snakes in LA.
Yeah,
there we go.
So
But
then, like,
a
if you're-
beautiful, great snake.
Not a snake.
No, but see,
about
Giselle,
that.
do you think you have a lot in common with Yvette? Is that
Yes.
how you identify with her?
I think I identify with Yvette. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's someone who, and you know, I want to know what your opinion is in a minute, but she's somebody who you can't necessarily always tell what she's thinking. You can't always read her. She plays the game really, really well.
Yeah.
I really do think that she does have a heart deep down that
I do
people
too.
don't particularly
I agree
understand
too,
because she does always have the game face on. And I also think that she's someone who people find obnoxiously nice because she always seems like she's super caffeinated. She's always really, really excited. And so you can't figure out like, okay, is she being fake? Is she actually that nice? And also, I mean, she's a businesswoman at the end of the day. She runs her own dance studio. She knows how to compete. She knows how to deal with people. She knows how to be a business person. And you know, that bothers some people, but I think that people would rather deal with someone who's going to be all business versus be a diva.
Well,
I don't think Christy was trying to be a diva. I think she was protecting her child.
And Chris, I
But
agree.
coming all up on someone, like if something were to ever go wrong, and if Christy were to be this up close to say a director or a choreographer or another mother or even a student, God
But
forbid,
I think she would know her
911.
place.
she would go boom.
No, yeah, I
think she
agree.
would know her
Chrissy would
place.
know would definitely know her place. But you said it. Yvette knows how to play the game.
Play the
And
game.
That's the most important thing is that you have to know how to play the game. I don't know how to play the game.
As
That's why I
tragic
met up
as
by
it
LA.
I don't know how to play the game yet either, but I definitely can. I see her professionalism.
I agree with
Richy,
you.
what do you think?
I feel, God, it's
Just
so
one or the other,
hard.
just one or the other.
I know, Yvette.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just,
It's not the matter of whose daughter is more talented. It's not the
No.
matter of
No, it has nothing
who's
to
a
do
better
with the
mom
kids.
at
it's just that
all.
Christy wouldn't settle for any of the BS.
Right,
So
exactly.
she would be like, I'm good. I can just go back to the crib.
In LA,
She'd be like, I'm out.
yo, Richie, you're in the biz deep. You deep up in it. Deep up in it.
Right.
You know the BS gets thicker and thicker
It
as the
gets
more
thicker
successful
and
as you get.
thicker.
It gets thicker and it gets heavier, but what I do know is that you can still be real. Even with my journey, I've been real with people who I work with, and you know, sometimes I'm always the bearer of bad news, but it's just how you deliver the news.
Of course,
Yeah.
tact.
I
And
just
how you
don't-
take it.
And it's how, I just don't know if Christy would deliver it the same way I would. I would be like, the song's
Right.
okay.
She was like, that was whack.
Yes, it's
That was so stank. I did not
But I
release
think
any
Yvette would have
inhibitions.
said it the same way too, but just smiling.
Yvette
That
was
was
like,
whack.
That was really
That was
whack.
really
Well,
whack.
It was a hot mess.
I think Yvette might deliver it a little, like, Yvette seems very real to me. I know, and again, who knows how they portrayed her?
Right,
Who
right,
knows what really
exactly.
happened?
And the question was who would survive in LA in the industry, and for the reasons why. I mean,
Yvette.
I think exactly because Yvette, and Yvette, if you're watching, and I'm sure you're listening, I love you. I think you're great. I'm just saying you're
Yeah.
really, you know how to play the game.
know how to
Right.
play the game.
And when Chris, in your defense, what you said, I love real people too. I would rather work with someone who I know is a consistent douchebag, and I know what to expect, but it's professional.
Right.
And you're not surprised.
Or I'd rather just work with someone real. Like, I'm in for you, Christy, wherever you are.
Yeah.
I'd rather, at the end of the day, I will take a Christy if I had to deal with her. Because
Right.
at least I know you're going to either like it black or white.
Right. There you go.
The gray, I sometimes like it black, I sometimes like white.
Don't do that beige.
Don't.
Not the
Word.
beige.
Well, let's move on to the performances.
Boom.
Huh? We had 3 girls who were fighting for their lives. I loved that analogy, Richie.
Yes.
3 ladies fighting for their lives. Let's talk about this opening number. Who stood out for you guys? We gotta make it quick because we're running out of time. Opening number. What did you guys think? Who stood out to you?
Briana.
Asia.
I have no comment.
No comment. No one stood out to you. You didn't like it.
Dust.
It was like one of those things. I was just watching it and I was just like, okay.
Richie.
Right. I agree. No one did.
Really?
Yeah. I just, to be honest with you, I couldn't really see them
Okay.
with
Right.
all the other kids flipping and handing people down, and there was a lot going on. I really
Okay.
was
There was
like,
a lot.
and I had to keep doing this because of the scaffolding, and
Right.
it was a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't really like, I wasn't wowed, but if I had to pick somebody, I would actually say Madison.
I would say
It was her
Madison as well.
costume.
I thought her face matched and it was on the whole time like
Yeah.
I've never seen it before.
Her silhouettes were beautiful, and I could see that something had ignited in her. But you know, Mama shows up at the final hour.
Well, I like Brianna's flirty femininity. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. Flirty femininity this week, because Briana always gives you a very like stone hard. I mean, her people were slaves. And, you know, so she let go this week, and she gave you real, you know, West Hollywood realness.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
She did. She was beautiful.
Beautiful,
she gave
right?
That,
Yeah,
like,
that
sassiness.
soft femininity, right?
Yeah, she was beautiful.
What about the trio? Because if you guys weren't impressed by the opening number, then I don't even.
I thought the trio was like.
You can even.
I could have
skip
did
over
without
that.
it. Yeah, we could just move past
And again, it in that performance, you notice poor little Asia.
Yes.
Like how just I feel like Briana and Madison were in it at least, and I felt like Asia was somewhere.
Well, it kind of looks like a cannon too. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Cannon?
Well, yes.
Where you have like one person and another person and the other person.
Well, because
Yes.
Brianna and Matt, they were so together.
sync, they
and
were.
so
Yeah.
tight.
At
Even their
times.
rotation
Yeah.
Yeah.
with their
Yeah,
turns
but
and
that was a
everything.
pretty. And there's no love lost to whoever choreographed that, because I don't know right now. But that just wasn't.
Yeah,
a
it
good
wasn't,
number.
it wasn't the
Would that be?
choreo.
Well, I mean, Yvette should
I think it was Molly.
It was a hot.
It wasn't
Yeah.
the choreography
Yeah.
though. It was them. Sorry.
And then even Kelly was
course
like,
she
I feel
did.
bad for the judges because that was god awful.
Yeah, no, it was.
Yeah.
And but then again, you know what? And you know, Giselle, maybe there was some cannons in there, but a lot of it wasn't cannons.
Right.
It was like Brianna's doing one thing, Madison's doing something else, Asia's over here, and then sometimes Asia was doing something else while those other two were doing something else. Like, it wasn't
Yeah.
like this
Right.
big piece where everyone's moving as one. It was like.
Yeah.
My favorite was
solos.
actually your comment when you go, Asia, were you supposed to be singing to the lyrics? And she's like, no, pass the mic.
Yes, move it. Because at the end of the day, no, and this is and it's so funny because this entire competition, sometimes Asia would do that, and what I
noticed that,
and what
yeah.
and what I would say to her is like, you're an artist. And the reason why I say that is because there was times where, even in the group challenges that you guys didn't get to see all of on television, there were times when it was like, turn, drop your head. This one would be like, turn. She would never let her head go away from us. Like, she was shooting a video. And then on top of that, she was lipping the words too. She'd be like, and I'd be like, are you an artist? This is a dance competition. You can't sing. She's like, okay. And I was like, you have to drop your head.
She sang her whole solo. She sang the whole
I
song.
know.
I would love it if there was like a little undercover mic, like hearing her, or like what if they stopped the music and she's still singing?
She's like hitting the high notes. Like,
Well, let's talk about her solo. Let's talk about her solo,
I thought it was.
the diva.
Yeah.
it was good.
It was really good. It's everything Asia. Sassy. It definitely showed the performance quality of her.
Right.
It was really, really good. It's very entertaining.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
and that's what she is. And that's one of those moments where you go, she's 6?
Seven.
Yeah.
She's 7. And she's performing like that. She's doing some moves that I still can't do right now.
Right.
The beginning when she took the sunglasses off and she had this face, it was just
Yes.
so. She nailed it.
I was
yeah,
in
double
for her
fingers
as
over
soon as she
here.
walked out.
Yes.
And I did notice, you know, there were definitely some times when her feet were sickled, which is what she's had to work on. But I mean, the kids aren't there for that long. When she nailed that leg hold turn, it was like a double or a triple leg hold turn. I'm like,
Everything.
what?
And her lines have been getting consistently better
So much
every
better.
single week.
Her
Huge
power
Huge
is
improvement.
just.
Good work, Asia.
She gives me what I want in a performer. She gives me
Yeah.
power and she commits.
And she hits it
and
so
she hits it like,
hard. I
Yeah.
love that.
like a grown ass woman. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like she.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she's got that Beyonce inner synergy
Yeah.
flowing
I mean, I
through
know
her.
all about that.
But what was interesting for me between the three, and we can go over the other two in a minute, I'm sure, was for me personally, for her to compete with the other two, she just needed a bit more technical moves,
Right,
technical
yeah,
dance
sure.
moves. And I don't know if the song should have been slower, but it was basically catered for Asia.
Yeah,
right. And Abby,
yeah.
Abby pointed that out as well.
Yeah, it was basically catered for her, so you know she was going to sell walking out with those shades. And I mean, it was an
Yeah.
Asia routine, but to compete with those other two, we needed way more technique
Nail
to
it,
be showcased.
nail it.
Yeah.
More
And Robin-
jumps, more turns, more.
Robin pointed out something too, is that there are times when she does lose the face, and you can see exactly what she's thinking. Granted, again, she is 7,
Right.
but you know when she hasn't totally gotten the performance quality down. Plus, on top of that, if she's really focusing on a move that she hasn't nailed yet, it does show her age
Yes.
for sure. Just those tiny little bitty
Yep.
moments that if you're
Those nuances.
having to pick the winner, hey,
But
come on now. Someone who was consistent, though, was Briana.
Yes.
I always say it wrong.
Yes.
all day.
She was always consistent. She was always an athlete. She was always really strong. What did we think about this? She had Robin mentor her
I thought
to
this
be a little
week was
softer.
amazing. This
Yeah.
performance this week, I had goosebumps. And even the second time I watched it, I had
Really?
goosebumps. I
It was
thought
stellar.
Her face, everything was just there. Like it all came
Perfect.
together.
It was beautiful.
Like
was.
I can't even imagine it live. It was probably
Gorgeous. It was gorgeous. And I
mind-blowing.
remember Robin was really, kind of upset that she didn't let her hair down because she literally told her to let her hair down. But we had to go back and forth about it. I was like, but listen, think about it. 100 for real at this point. It's not even a spot. It's $100,000
$1,000
plus a 4-year scholarship is actually on the line now. You're gonna put your best foot forward. If that hair swinging everywhere is not something you're used to, you're not gonna put that out there. I
Right.
wouldn't have. I'd have been
Right.
like, okay, I'll try to be softer. But if I have to go into the lion's den,
Yeah.
Back.
time that
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
because she would have been literally fighting with that hair in front of all of us,
Right.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that would have costed her the entire competition.
I thought it was so effortless. Like everything that she did just seemed like it was effortless.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it
disagree
just
with that,
flowed.
honestly.
Oh.
Because I was so impressed with her African number where she did have her hair down, and I felt like she really let go for that one. I felt like I could see her working during this number.
You mean that lyrical?
personally.
The faux freaking number where it wasn't really African.
It was like Armenian.
That was
during that. But I definitely could. I felt like, obviously, her dancing is incredible. Her dancing did give me chills.
Yes.
And I have little, critiques for everybody, but I didn't feel like what she worked on with Robin showed in that particular moment. I felt like her face was a little bit more effortless in the lyrical, but I felt like I could see her working. Maybe I think what it is that she dances a lot with her mouth open. And I think that bothers me for some reason.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy, but
I just think she's a serious dancer.
I do too.
And I
She's
think
always
she
been one of my
really
favorites.
Takes it seriously.
And she takes everything.
And she can't rely on her looks. I don't think she relies on that at all. Whereas I feel like Asia and Madison,
No, they're cute
They
and
can.
pretty.
yeah, so they could, I feel like for Briana, she just was just like, I've got to work hard because I don't think she felt comfortable with even the way she looked.
Well, and she's at that age, and plus she's insecure from being picked on at school and whatnot. But I think that the whole thing with Robin, when Robin mentored her, I think it was not. I mean, of course, it was about to help her with her dancing, but more about her personality and trying to open her up as a person because
Yeah.
Right.
we're always talking about connection and
She's
these
got the
people.
wall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like I said with hosting. If we're not being our true, authentic selves when we're up here talking about stuff we're hosting, it comes
can
across
tell.
fake. You know?
Right.
So Robin probably wanted to talk to her like woman to woman and be like, girl, it's okay. Let your hair
Yeah.
let your hair down.
Right.
Chill
Yeah.
out a
She's
little
like,
bit.
no, really.
No, but she was like, really? That was an issue.
Like,
No,
really,
I know,
let
Yeah.
I
your
know,
hair down.
but and I'm sure it was just a girl-to-girl pep talk. But as far as Brianna's performance, I agree with you, Tony Moore, that it was effortless and it felt good to watch. You know, when you watch a
so
performance,
strong, like athletic and powerful.
that you're
Yes.
in
And
your
confident.
seat, you're in your
Yes.
seat doing this with them because you're in it. You know,
Yeah.
whereas there's some performances you're like, oh. But with Brianna, it was like, yes, give it to me, feed me.
Yes.
Well, one thing that I do love is the fact that Brianna and her mom did call earlier on in this season, and she has said that her self-esteem has grown tremendously since
Good.
the show.
As it should.
So I'm really
Clap it
looking
up,
forward to
Shobes.
seeing more of her in the future.
Or
I know she's
Brianna.
going to be a star. Madison got to meet with you for a little bit.
Yes.
And I did love how you pointed out it's not about the face, it's about the emotion.
Right.
What did we think, quickly, what did we think about her performance? Jason?
I think Madison's great every week. I think when you said, give me happy Madison, it was like she had to reach to find those people, and it didn't seem very genuine. It seemed it's like, okay, she's acting for you
Not
because
there yet.
she doesn't know who she is.
Right.
She's a robot. She's told dance, how hard, how fast. She doesn't know who she is, and none of these kids do because they're not supposed to know who they are. They're
Right.
But as far as her performance, I thought she was great. I think every week she's mind-blowingly stellar. As far as the win,
Right.
she would have been my win.
Wow.
Oh, even
Yeah.
after tonight.
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay.
Go ahead.
couldn't
I
do
don't
it.
agree. I thought her solo was beautiful. Her lines are beautiful, but we know this. I wasn't blown away this week with her.
Okay.
Tony?
I felt like a little like Brianna. I really thought brought it home.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I thought it was really honestly between Brianna and Madison. So however it went, I was fine. I thought Madison's solo was, I felt very light, like it was just very airy and just very like
Her
I thought
turns and her extensions
I think
are
everything was
off
beautiful.
She's beautiful,
wall.
and she's a beautiful girl. But I feel like, again, that's what I told Abby and Robin was she just showed up this week. For me, I hadn't seen her this entire competition.
Well, see,
But isn't it about the day? Today is your day,
but,
not the day.
But not when you have someone like Briana who's been consistent like every time.
But see, I feel like Madison has been there, but she has been flying very low under the radar, and you guys hadn't noticed her, because I had noticed her very
but
early
because
on.
they hadn't.
Yeah, like this was the only time I noticed her because it was down to 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Because before, you're right, she's been flying under the radar. But see, what makes people notice people is when they take risks.
Yeah.
Only that either the risk is amazing or it's an epic fail.
Yeah.
So we were seeing a bunch of amazing epic fails, and she was just doing this the whole time. There was times that I pretty much forgot she was in the competition.
Yeah.
Wow.
I loved Madison's personally. I thought she was great. She made me cry. Granted, I didn't have a lot of sleep the night before, so it could have just been that. But I really, I loved it. I thought she looked beautiful. Was it perfect? There were a few times, especially in the turn sequences, where she had problems with keeping up that smile, keeping up that emotion.
Right.
But I thought she started strong and she finished strong. And I felt like, especially with the opening number, that she really put all of herself into that performance. And you were right. They were fighting for their lives. And Abby asked them a couple times, was this the best that you could have possibly done? And I thought that for her in that moment, that was
her best.
Her best.
That was the first time. I mean, I reacted with the week before, but like this performance, it was impeccable. I thought it was beautiful. I was like, I can breathe.
I think she's so beautiful. I thought it was interesting. Maybe you guys picked up on this, maybe you didn't, but Abby made a lot of critiques to Asia. She made a lot of critiques to Briana. She didn't really make any critiques to Madison, but yet Briana won.
I can talk about that.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that when we talk about the judging. But really quickly, I just want to acknowledge the special judges performance.
Ooh. Now go.
Big ups to Richy on that one.
Somebody got their life on
Amazing.
Double-headed squirrel.
We won't go into depth, but Robin did her Pussycat Dolls routine with some of the dolls. It was very hey, big spender, very Fosse, which I loved.
Looked beautiful.
That wind.
Yeah.
Can I get some of that? I wanted all of that.
Boom.
That wind.
Can I get that win too?
And especially like that end pose, it was like.
She ate it.
I mean, just
Yes.
I think you guys should have done that sooner, because I think in that moment you could see the reaction of the girls' faces, like, oh, that's what a performer looks like.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about.
And that kind of came up, but for me, well, first of all, I was happy that we even got to even do it. Like, from the first episode, we danced.
Yeah.
Loved that. And then the finale, we danced. But I love that because, the other dance shows don't do that. They don't get a chance to do that. Or the people who are, I hate to say it, but they just might be a little too up there in their age to even do that anymore. So that was one of the reasons why I was like, yes, I love this show, and I want to sign them for anything that's different. The kids were different. We were dancing. I loved it. But
Well, and you're a working performer, choreographer.
yes.
So
it was a great.
Where was Abby? Why didn't Abby
Why didn't she do a piece?
What happened
Abby was
there?
not getting up on that stage.
I was waiting for single ladies. Her best.
I was like, come on, Abby. I would have took one of Abby's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not even going hard, but just because I love her when she dances. I love her when she dances.
I would love to see Abby in one of the showgirl costumes from Dance Moms that the girls wore. And just, wouldn't actually love to see that.
7 stilettos.
But she could go across with a microphone, like Glee side, with like just doing the arms and saying, okay, je t'aime, but she would actually do it.
Just marking the arm.
Okay, Shanae, turn, double pirouette.
Oh my God.
No sickle feet.
Okay, let's talk about this decision. I want to know what was going on at that judges' table during this final decision.
Okay, so basically.
This is our news and gossip for the day, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, I mean, listen, it's a TV show that only has a specific slot, but we were there for at least about 2 hours. It didn't happen
And
as quick.
deliberation?
Yeah. There's just no way they could have gotten that time. I mean, like, we were, like, really going back and forth. It was really a tough decision. And everyone kind of had their favorites, but then when you start walking everybody from top to bottom of this whole entire competition, then things start to change. Again, it's funny. Everyone thought I was keeping Asia, and I love Asia. Asia, wherever you're at, you are everything.
Yeah.
But for me, she could have been gone sooner. And for me, definitely before Jordan. Because to me, Jordan was a jack of all trades.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Briana to
Agreed.
me was a jack of all trades. And I would have probably kept either Madison and or Amanda. Had Amanda changed that, given us emotion, which performance? It was like her contortionist performance, and it was still dry. She might have been there, but she didn't.
Right.
So it was very hard. Like, it got severe. Like, we were started off happy at first, but then it was like, wait, what? Oh, like it. We really went back and forth.
Abby had some tears. Where were those tears coming from?
It was from. It's frustrating for a few things, especially for Abby. It's still her brand. It's her name. It's her reputation. Which girl's supposed to win? All these 3 girls are incredible, and at this point, again, like she said, we wish we could split it 3 ways, but we can't. But between Madison and Briana, it was like battle royale. Like with all 3 of us and within herself. Like, it was tears of frustration.
Wow.
Because it was like, who do we pick?
Was it the kind of thing where it was so split and Abby just said, okay, fine, I'm going to make the decision? Or was it all 3 of you finally said, okay, like it was a unanimous decision?
It was split heavily until people started really throwing in. People were basically like fighting for who they wanted.
Were the producers involved as well?
Yeah, but no.
Okay.
It was more like, okay, kids, it's been 2 hours and there's child labor laws.
Craft service is getting cold.
That's true.
We break for lunch at 6.
So
The moms are getting wasted.
we were, we were split, and of course the producers come in, they just check on us and see how everything's going, but they get clocking us on our time. But at the end of the day, we were like, it was split, and then people started dumping in cherries, and then it was like, okay. For instance, the kind of split it was this, and you guys may or may not have caught this. When we were speaking about who should stay and who should go, what was happening? It was somewhere where, that's what it was. When I said, but Madison just showed up. At that point before that, Abby was contending for Madison.
Okay.
So was Robin.
Interesting.
But then when I said, well, we've been here for, 10 weeks? She's just now shown up. I dropped that cherry, then Abby was like, yeah, Robin, when you do your shows and your tours, do your dancers take 8 weeks to show up? No. What I'm saying was like it came down to like people had to start dropping bombs, like serious, like who should be here, why they should be here, lay out their entire basically career on Abby's Ultimate and tell us who's been the one
who's been showing up
and
consistently.
it was severe. It was like, this is who I think, I'm over here. Like
I love it.
Yeah.
That makes
Well, the final decision, Asia came in 3rd.
Damn it.
Madison came in 2nd, and Briana came in 1st. What's funny though,
Yeah, it's well deserved, I think.
Well deserved.
she was great. I mean, it really was. It was
And
down
you
to
could
those
tell
two.
she always threw herself
She
into
did.
every part she had to play.
Yeah.
What's funny though is that I was writing down just in my notes like the order of the ranking, and I put Madison as 1st and Briana as 2nd, even though I knew what happened. But for some reason, I think my subconscious was just.
Ooh, it's a
Yeah,
battle.
you better switch that. You better switch it.
I'm so proud of all the girls. I know they're
They
going to
were
go
all
far. This is
incredible.
not going to be the last
And-
time that we
and
see
Zach,
them.
and Zach.
And Zach. This is not going to be the last time we see Jordan or Hadley or any of these ladies.
Or Elizabeth.
Or the moms.
Or
And it's
anymore.
not going to be the last time that we see Abby or Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition.
Yeah.
Season 2.
Season 2.
Sign up on Lifetime.
Just want to remind you guys out there as we're wrapping this up, make sure you check us out on iTunes. Download us. This is the 1st season of Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition. If you want to have us come back, give us 5 stars. Let us know how we can make this the best show ever. And Dance Moms fans, we will be back next year for an all-new season of Dance Moms. Who knows, Richy might make another cameo appearance in his
Yes, please come back.
well-deserved throne over there in the hot seats. Anything else you guys want to mention before we wrap this up?
I have a request for Richy. I would love my squirrel that you're sending me for Christmas to be like a chocolate-colored squirrel.
Okay.
We'll talk about this off camera, and I don't want to have to sign up on Facebook. I just want a free jacket.
No. The kids always want a moment, but don't want to give a
Jason, I will
little.
have you know,
You got dibs, T?
I already
Always
have
want
dibs.
something.
I already have dibs on a jacket.
I mean,
Richie
the
knows.
economy. The
Listen,
economy.
you guys.
I know, we
I
all want one, so you can't
I
just get
know.
one.
For a free pet and a jacket?
You can have the squirrel. We'll
how
take
about
the
this?
You're
jacket.
asking a lot, you guys.
How about we do this? We come over to your place. We have like a arts and crafts type of night where we can make our own jackets.
You'd like to not invite yourself over.
Give you guys all the
Yes.
all the clues to the puzzle.
Yeah.
I want an AfterBuzz TV dance. I think you should choreograph like a intro for Dance Moms or the next Abby's Ultimate Dance
I would love to.
And we'll all the co-hosts
But it'll
will.
have to be after December 27th, though, because I'm going under the knife and I can't move.
Oh no!
Back surgery.
Oh, and also I will have you know I'm not here or here. I'm always here. Okay.
Okay.
Remember that.
Don Diva.
Remember that.
Exactly what are you referring to with that? I'm just
I'm
wondering.
always front row and center.
I heard
Okay,
that.
have a seat.
Oh, I heard that, troops. There you go.
Don't release
There
those
you go.
inhibitions, Tony.
There you have it.
Okay, Richy, tell us where we can find you. You've got the U.S. tour coming up with Lady Gaga. We know that.
Yes. Please get your tickets wherever you are on this planet. If you haven't already seen it, you should definitely go check out the Born This Way ball. It's everything walking.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I'm back.
Perfect.
I just blasted off. And, you know, visit me at richysquirrel.com or you can go to Facebook at Richard Jackson Official.
Yes.
And tweet, Richy Squirrel.
And tweet at Richy Squirrel.
My boy's over here, Tony,
Oh, you
on his way to
can-
30.
I know, right?
Word, T. Get these kids.
But I still look Forever 21. Yeah.
Sure do. Forever 19.
You can find me on Twitter at Lounging with Tony or loungingwithtony.com.
Chris?
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. Cris Cangero, no H.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, AfterBuzz, it's been an awesome time this season. You can find me on Facebook at the Jason J. Carter fan page, and you can also find me on Twitter at JJCForever. Happy holidays.
Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. I'm Giselle Ugarte. You can always find me at Giselle Ugarte on most social mediums. It has been a pleasure hosting
We're
the
gonna
very
miss
first
you.
season of Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition. Happy holidays.
Happy
New Year.
holidays.
Make sure you tune in to Dance Moms After Show next year. And we love you. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you so much, Richy Squirrel.
Thank you all for having me. Put a finger wave up. Yes. Word.
Yeah.
Bing.com. Executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Ooh, that is
Later.
You were with me with the echo, no?
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.